Oh, do they put the droid in there? Yep.
Well. Back again, are we? Stay with our kids, I'll handle this.
And there goes the droid. They even put the droid in the flashes at the beginning, and everybody's talking about how much they love the droid and stuff. And Shmi, they love Shmi, the droid, the pirate, Shmi. And then they go and kill him, just like they kill every other character that these Disney Star Wars fans love. Oh man, it's so funny to me. G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It's time for episode 7 of Skeleton Crew. Now I know that I'm really late on this, but I thought I'd better actually do this before we get the final episode, episode 8 this week. And of course, before everybody stops talking about it completely, because there's barely anybody talking about it already. Anyway, I've got no real catch up for this episode because I don't really care. So let's get straight into this. You get to see my reactions as I go through the episode, and you get to hear my review and hear my thoughts at the very end. Let's do it.
An old Republic mint.
It's a mint again?
It's where they make money.
This is your last chance.
See, like, it was a comment that I made in, I think it was the last episode, episode 6. They made Wim, like, really dumb. For a kid that's, like, been to school and, like, you know, studying and, you know, pretty educated, a 10-year-old, all the other kids around him seem to just be so much smarter than he is. He's always asking, what's this? What's that? I also want to point out that this episode is 36 minutes long.
If there's no treasure, you're
way too long.
I have the coordinates home and everything.
Yeah,
Now
somehow
we
she
need to
got
fly back
them.
to our ship.
I talked about this scene a lot in the previous episode, obviously, because it was a big thing and it didn't really make sense and it was kind of stupid to me. But another thing that is really stupid is, like, they talked about, just in this clip that you just saw there, they talked about having to blow it off the hull. And how did they know? Like, they didn't know what that switch did. So they didn't know whether or not it was actually going to save them or not. They didn't know it could have been a self-destruct and blew up the entire ship. They don't know, but they took the risk and they flicked the switch. It just so happened to be so convenient that it did exactly what it needed to do for them to get out of the situation. It's one of those things for me that's like, there's just no storytelling there. They set up this mystery, and then when they needed to, they used it for what they needed to make it for, as opposed to actually giving it an actual purpose. My question is, are they finally going to make it back home? Oh, do they put the droid in there? Yep. I reckon the dad's the pirate.
Set down the communicator or completely stand.
It's like a relay race. The funny thing is, they're going to send that communication thing outside the barrier, and then they'll arrive home. Their ship's going to show up, the other ship.
How stupid are you, Brutus? Check the log.
The communications device is going to come out through the... It's because he didn't have a
Maybe we
code.
should send in another.
It's so perfect that they sent out the transmitter that gives them the access code to the barrier, and then they're going to get that. Don't know how the kids are going to get back through the barrier. Yep, there's the kids. Tractor beam. He kills him.
Mutiny.
Oh, well, no more Brutus beat-offs. It's so funny that, like, the Disney Star Wars fans, every character that they get, like Yord Horde, fucking Brutus beat-offs, like, every character that they fall in love with and, like, really want to, like, hang around ends up dying. So funny.
By the pirate code, a captain can lay claim to one vessel, and only one.
What, he can't have a fleet?
Aye, but it'd be close enough.
I bet it'll be close enough. That's not how droids work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They are programmed And just because it's close enough doesn't mean shit. This is where we start to see the House of Cards fall down completely. Yeah, the adventure was fun. The kids were fun. The, childish 2-year-old comedy was fun. And now that it's getting to the closing stages of it all, they've just got to make shit happen just to make shit happen. As they always do. See, the other thing too that she used was like schoolyard dibsies. So like when you call dibs, you're allowed to call ultra dibs over the top, and that then trumps the dibs. And they're talking about a pirate code, and the droid's programmed to have this pirate code, and she calls, dibs on becoming the captain after he calls dibs on becoming the captain, so that she does the ultimate dibs, which is a little piece of lore from their schoolyard bullshit on their home planet and not a part of the pirate code, but it's close enough. Do you understand how stupid that is in Star Wars? I'm sorry, but that is absolute fucking bullshit.
Because we know that you're a liar, and this is our ship because we found it first.
So he calls it his ship because he found it first, right?
Well, now it's mine.
Actually, since you're currently captain of the frigate, this vessel remains unattested.
So the droid then brings up a piece of pirate lore, Star Wars pirate lore, that says that you can only have one ship at a time. You can't even own a fleet of ships. You can't be the captain of a fleet. You can only be the captain of one ship at a time. I'm going to skip forward a little bit because he just explains that. So then he tries to call dibs, and then, the Jude Law character, who knows he's got 1,000,001 names, comes in and calls dibs, shuts him up and calls dibs, right?
Claim the ship. I claim the Onyx Cinder. I am the captain of this ship, and you all take orders from me.
Aye, Captain John.
So, okay. The droid now takes that on, and yes, he's claimed the ship. Which I would have thought the kids would have come in and said that they claim the captaincy of the frigate, because now the frigate has no captain, right? But no.
I call unclaimsies!
Unclaimsies or whatever, which was a thing explained in episode 1 when her and Wim were arguing over who makes the claim to finding the ship buried on their home planet.
This is mine. I already claimed it.
I called unclaimsies and claimed it from me and KB. No boys allowed.
No calling on claimsies without the claimer. Everyone on the whole planet knows that.
Fine. Then I call unclaimsies now.
Claimsies!
Bastards.
What?
I call unclaimsies and claim it for kids only.
And I call unclaimsies and claim it for kids only, and then she tells the droid to get these pirates off her ship.
33, get these pirates off our ship.
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that.
Aye, but it'd be close enough.
I bet it'd be close enough. This is Star Wars. These are droids. They're programmed. They don't go close enough or anything like that. It's absolute an abomination. An absolute abomination. I don't give a fuck if it's a kid's show or not. You've made a Star Wars show that is in the Star Wars lore and in the Star Wars canon.
Well. Back again, are we? Stay with our kids. I'll handle this.
And there goes the droid. They even put the droid in the flashes at the beginning, and everybody's talking about how much they love the droid and stuff. And Shmi, they love Shmi, the droid, the pirate, Shmi. And then they go and kill him, just like they kill every other character that these Disney Star Wars fans love. Oh man, it's so funny to me. Also want to point out how ridiculous it is to having a landing platform in the middle of like a park or something. Like these people are literally standing on it. And it starts coming up and they've all got to run off. All these people. There's look, it starts going up. They start rolling down this hill. How ridiculous is that? Having a landing platform on like in the middle of a park. Look, there's park benches over here. Disney Star Wars is so fucking dumb. I just look at this. They finally get reunited with their parents. Oh, that'll be the end of the episode. Going into the last episode, they surely have to reveal who the original pirate was that went to the planet. I can't remember the captain's name, but I still think it is Wim's dad that is the original pirate. Obviously, he's made it to the Mint. He wants to contact his ship. He's posing as a representative of some kind. I can't exactly remember the term that they used. But it was just another... I will say this episode was nowhere near as childish. He kills Brutus by shooting him in the head. Obviously, they don't show that on screen. As soon as he pulls the trigger, like it cuts away. Chops off the droid's head as well. So two of the Disney Star Wars fans' favorite characters from Skeleton Crew have already been annihilated or wiped out from the entire Star Wars galaxy. And he claims captaincy over the ship. And obviously, when we went through all of that stuff throughout my reactions of the episode, coming into the last episode, I still think that they haven't done a great job in regards to how this planet of At-Aten actually operates. Because there obviously is some form of transport in and out of the barrier, and there is obviously a way to communicate in and out of the barrier. However, it would seem that these people had no idea of the Empire. They like, guys, I mean, this is only 5 years out, 5 or 10 years, I think at most, out from when the Empire was wiped out. And of course, it becomes the New Republic. But they're calling it the Republic. Not even calling it the New Republic. They just call it the Republic. Obviously, these are old Republic credits, and they've been, I don't know. And this the other thing too, is how long have they been isolated and hidden on this place? There's other planets that are similar to them that obviously used to be mints, or they used to be something for the Old Republic. You would think it's for the Old Republic, but again, what have these things been made? These planets been made for? Why are they hidden? All of that sort of thing. I really don't think that we're going to get those answers. I really don't think that we're going to get those answers. I think the answer that they're going to give us is who's the captain or who was the original captain. And like I said, I reckon it's the dad. And I don't know how this is going to go down with all the pirates being able to come through the barrier and then him, you know, they've got over 1,000 vaults out there stacked with like New Republic credits like this, over 1,000 vaults. So it's going to be interesting to see how they close this out. It's another one of those situations where throughout Disney Star Wars shows, we get to the point where we're like 2 episodes out from the end, or even the second last episode out from the end. And it's, you kind of can't picture how they're going to actually close it. You know, it was very much like that with Acolyte, and they certainly didn't want to close it because they wanted that second season so that they could continue the story. So they didn't really answer the questions at the end of the series. Like, there's still obviously so many questions in regards to that open. Problem is, nobody cares about those questions, but they definitely are there. And it's the same thing with this show too. It's going to be interesting just to see how they close this story out. But that's pretty much my thoughts on it. There's not really too much. They finally made it back home. Obviously, there was a bit to get through, to get around, to basically get back home right there at the end, getting through the barrier and everything. But it's all done now. So, yeah, Jude Law, he's got his treasures. He comes out and walks out and turns on the lightsaber in front of the families, tried to scare them or something. And he was obviously talking to the kids about if they don't follow his lead, he's going to slice and dice up his parents. I will say Jude Law throughout this series, there's been two moments that to me have been really dark. And there was one, I think it was in episode 5 when Wim was really upset and it just basically tells Wim to completely forget about him. Now, based on the personality that we're really starting to see now, that kind of does make a little bit more sense that he would be that evil enough to say something like that to a 10-year-old. But when he was even talking to the kids, like there was the moment and like, Fern or whatever her name is, kept looking up at him. And he's like, what are you going to do? And he's getting really, really, really serious. And they're all upset and they're all scared and he puts her back in her place and everything. I will say there's some good performances there. And even from the kids, there's some decent performances there. But it's like that entire thing with the droid. This is a fine kids, 5 to 7-year-olds show, kids adventure story if it's in isolation. As soon as you bring it into Star Wars and you connect it to the canon and you want it to actually be in the universe, you need to start abiding to those rules. And that seems to be something that Disney Star Wars just can't do. They can't abide to the laws of the universe, the rules of the universe. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in regards to this in the comments below. I'm interested to see your thoughts going into the final episode of this series. And it makes me wonder whether or not they are going to leave it open and try and get a season 2 out of this. I don't see that happening, though, because the ratings are even lower than The Acolyte. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in a couple of days for episode 8 and the final episode of the series. Later, guys.